non-verbal communication, which is expressing actually the unconscious part, okay? So I just, because everything that we are doing with our body is basically driven by this thing. And the brain is what the mind is using to do everything that we are doing. Okay, so I just wanted to remind you to recall some of the basic fundamental principles of the brain. So the cognitive psychology, which has taken a lot from the neurosciences, is assuming one thing. You know, there's an assumption which is that the brain is like a computer, because you have short memory, long-term memory, etc. Okay, that's a basic assumption, and most of the cognitive psychology, after not the original one, which is from Piaget, but the more recent one. Now they are totally wrong. They are absolutely wrong. The brain is not like a computer, not at all. The computer is like a brain, okay? So we have to put back, and why the computer is like a brain? There is no mystery, because the computer has been conceived by brains. So it is normal, you know? We create what we know, what we are. You can just, but there is an interesting thing in comparison between computer and brain. So how is the brain functioning? So I have selected 4 aspects of the functioning of the brain. First, you have 2 hemispheres, left and right. The left hemisphere is driving the right part of the body. The right hemisphere is driving the left part of the body. So, which correspond, one is for the logical thinking, rationality, etc. The other one is for what we say the creativity. Now, it is not fixed because the connection can change. If you lose one part, actually, thanks to the connection, we can compensate. You know, for example, people who have been injured during the war and they lost, let's say, the broca, where the language is there. They lost it. They still could regain this because they will use another part of the brain which can compensate. So, yeah. Neuroplasticity, exactly. Thank you. We have. So, how do we activate this part? It's very important in anything we do. So, we have started by this Kriya Yoga. What we have done, because we have crossed the movement, we have tap everywhere. So, we have activated both parts of the brain. Okay. So through brain gym, yoga, using both hands to do things, what we call ambidextrous ability, and through meditation.
That's something I would like to just talk about, which is in many schools we are still forcing children to write with one hand. Actually, writing by both hands would be so beneficial for children because you're using both sides of the brain then. So allowing children to draw, you can have one dominant hand, but if a child can be allowed or even encouraged to draw with both hands, scribble, or even write. And I believe there's a school in south of India where they do write with both hands. We've seen those YouTube videos. And I thought that's remarkable because if you look at Leonardo da Vinci, he was ambidextrous. That's why he was a scientist and an artist. Mahatma Gandhi wrote Hind Swaraj with both his hands. He was also ambidextrous. In sports, we were with this Jasprit Bumrah, the great, bowler, and he can bowl with both hands. So, these people who can do things with both hands are actually increasing the potential of the brain activity. That's important.
So the other aspect are the 3 levels of the brain. You know that we have 3 brains actually. What we call the reptilian brain, which is really the nut, which is the most original. We are getting that from millions of years. Then, which is linked to the sensory motor level, which is directly the unconscious. Then you have the limbic system, which is the middle brain, which is linked with the socio-emotional level or the subconscious. That means subconscious is between the conscious and the unconscious and the conscious. And you have, of course, the neocortex the latest part, which is the symbolic level, the conscious level, language, etc. Okay, so that's a very important function also of the brain. I mean, functioning of the brain. The other part is frequency. The brain, like every part of the body, is vibrating. Everything is vibrating. Okay, so we have different level, different frequency: the gamma, beta, alpha, theta, delta. Now we are in beta. This is the level when we are speaking, we are aware, what we call consciousness. I don't agree with that.
Conscious level, you mean?
The conscious, when we are awake and we are discussing, we are, So the gamma level is much higher frequency. It is when we are really focused on the work. We are, like intellectual work or other work. This is a higher part, and all these are lower part. Now, the deeper we go, that means the slower the brain is vibrating, and the deeper we can go into the subconscious and unconscious level. But here we are, it is where we go when we sleep, for example, the deep sleep moment. So these ones are difficult to master and to remain aware. And we can become, keep awake only when we master technique like what is called the lucid dream, for example. That means we are dreaming and we are conscious that we are dreaming. It is called lucid dream. But we require a lot of practice, and it is possible, everybody can reach that. But which is why the level where we can work in meditation is first to reach this level of alpha, which is between 8 and 10 hertz. Okay? That's a very important part. I will explain you how we can play on that also for purpose. And the latest part is the nervous system. And what is important in the nervous system, we have two systems which are working. We have the electric synapses and the chemical synapses. So what is different is that electric synapses, they function, it's a binary system, 0, 1. Like a computer. But these chemical synapses, they are, this serotonin, etc., which are combined, and you are in an analog system. So much more complex, much more flexible. And in our brain, we have both concurrent systems functioning at the same time, which is why we are not like a computer. The today's computer are only with that. The binary, 0, 1. Yes, no. True, false. Okay? So, very quickly, we'll have a review of the different level of this function. So, the reptilian brain. I don't know why all the three are there. Here we are looking only at the reptilian brain. I don't know the three things I've got. So, these are linked with the biological process. This is the reptilian brain, the stimulation, which will create a response. This a behaviorism. S will lead to R. And this is the sensory motor level. Then we have the limbic system, perception, which will generate a behavior, okay? Through the socio-emotional level. And the highest level, which is what we call the conscious level, which will be from comprehension to expression through the symbolic level, like the language or any form of symbolic level, okay? And above that, you have the ideation, the abstract part. So from the concrete to the abstract. Now, anything that we want to do, actually, we have to involve all the level. Because they are not separated. We think that we are only at this level, but we are not. We are at all the three levels. And you can see that at the highest level, from the comprehension, you go to the expression. This is the difference between understanding and explaining. And we will give some example of a great scientist. Any invention in the world, any discovery has started by an idea. Start with that. And then you concretize the idea. And the idea are coming, it's instant. You understand something, it's instant. The aha moment. The aha moment. But then, from that,
Sorry, the French can't pronounce the English and then
yeah, because we are the only one to speak correctly English. You know, you all have an accent. I don't have an accent, but all of you have. So I'm very sorry. So, you know, like you all know the periodic table, for example. It was scientist called Mendeleev. Do you know how he discovered his table? In his dream. In his dream, he dreamed the table, wake up in the morning, it was so clear that he drew the table, and look at that and say, what is this thing? And it took him years and years to understand what he has drawn. You know, there is another example, I will come back on that. Ramanujan, the great mathematician. He was getting the mathematical formula just like that. He was not knowing from where they was coming. He said, it's the Devi, the goddess which is giving the formula to me during the night. So, and you can say also, all the great, Newton. Of course, it was the first time that a human being was seeing an apple falling from a tree, obviously. But, you know, when you think of that, what was he doing to see an apple falling from the tree? That means he was under a tree, an apple tree. What are you doing under an apple tree? You are taking a nap, obviously. So he was relaxed, he was in this alpha state, and he was receptive, and of course, and he understood something. But then after, it took him very, very long time to explain, to develop his theory of gravity, etc.
Wouldn't it be better for him to take a nap again and try to get it?
But it is exactly...
to avoid all those complex textbooks.
But it is exactly what someone like Edison has done. All his patents, he got them while being in his nap in the afternoon. And he had the technique, he would have, you know, two beads in his hand and a metal plate there. And the moment he will fall asleep, the bead will fall into the plate, make a noise, and he will stay in this state, which is in between. That you are not anymore awake, but still you are not really asleep. This is the alpha state where he has got all his patents. Even Einstein, E is equal to mc squared. It is the way he has got it. You know. So there are so many examples. So you know, it is how you can make the unconscious come to the level of the conscious. So need to build intelligence and understand 3 levels. Huh? Okay. Now the other one is the brain frequency. I've just told you these are the frequency which are there. These correspond to the different state of this brain, and obviously the first thing that we have to do is to be able to reach there, because this is a kind of platform from where we can go anywhere. Okay?
We are at the beta waves and we would need to go back.
Yeah, it is what we will do next exercise. I don't want to take too much time on that, because it's more exciting to leave it than to speak about that, okay? But we have to go to the proper frequency depending upon what we are doing. If you want your student to be creative, to learn, you don't bring them in alpha, you bring them in gamma. But you can use the alpha state to, from there, like a plane, you know, the runway, and then from that you can go to the gamma. These are techniques that you can, okay? And change of frequencies with possibility of taking help of sound, and there are also light technology, which are helping, you know, to do that. Then the nervous system. These are the 2 systems, the electrical and the chemical. Here we are 0, 1, like a computer. Here we are chemical, which are going from one, they are called neurotransmitter, okay? But you don't need to know this type of vocabulary. It's totally useless. Just understand that there are 2 systems, and that's more than enough, okay? And this will depend upon the external condition or the intention. So because you are in the autonomic system and the somatic peripheral system, you know? And you have the sympathetic, which is not very sympathetic actually, and you have the parasympathetic, which is much better, and it is where we are trying to go, you know. Okay, So now, in terms of communication, this corresponds to two theory, not theory, but inside the theory of communication, to two different aspects. What we call the analog and what we call the digital. What is the difference? For example, the clock. What is the difference between a digital clock and an analog clock? What is the main difference?
24 hours.
Or you can have 24 in digital also. What is the real difference?
Easier to read.
There are many in-between values in analog. There are no in-between values in this. It's just two values.
Exactly. Here you have, it's like 1010 exists. It will be, if you have a digital clock which is per second, 1010 will stay for 1 second. Here, 1010 will not stay. 1010 doesn't exist. There is no moment where the needle is stopping. The needle is moving. So there is not even a small fraction of a second where it is 1010. You know, it is a continuous movement. Here we call that in mathematics discrete mathematics or discontinuous system, whatever. So that's really, we are the clock of the matter, the analog and the digital. That means here we try to fix the time. There, the time is flowing. You know, it's like a river which is going, never stop flowing. So I make a small table for that between the electric synapse, which correspond to the digital signals, and the chemical synapse, which correspond to the analog signals. So you can look, here it's binary, yes, no, lack of flexibility in terms of the brain for the one who know about that, you know, because it goes in both ways and you cannot change the signal. While in the analog signal, with the chemical signal, because it goes in one way, you can change the signal, you know, and perception, connection between the nervous system and other system of the body. In terms of epistemology, maybe more in terms of a theory of knowledge or how we build the knowledge, because we are concerned with that in terms of education. What it means, you know, this is a Western system of epistemology, where we can broadly bring eight way of knowing. So in the Indian system also, they are called pramana, and you will have the same. You will have the shabda here, which means the word, and here you will have the upamana, which means the analog. So whatever system of epistemology we take, we'll find this distinction. In that, we'll have the memory, reason, sense perception, language. Language as a signal, not language as a symbolic. And here you will have the emotion, the imagination, the intuition, the faith, or the upamana in the Indian system. Okay, so this is where the limit between the brain and the computer is. The computer has that, and language, yes, it has even a meta language. The large language model, LLM, it's called. ChatGPT is a large language model. So it has something huge there. Memory, huge. Ability to solve a math problem, huge, in a fraction of a second. But it doesn't have emotion, it doesn't have imagination, it doesn't have intuition, it doesn't have faith, and it doesn't have, even something more important, it doesn't have passion. And in learning, where are we if there is no passion of learning? And in career counseling, because we are speaking about career counseling, if there is no passion, why to go into this particular university doing this particular course? If it is only to have a job which will allow me to earn more and spend my life screaming about my life and not being happy, you know? Okay, so I have asked ChatGPT, do you have passion? See what he answered me. I don't have feeling or passion like humans do. I don't have consciousness or emotion. My responses are based on data and algorithm rather than personal conviction of experience. So do you want your student lacking lacking of personal conviction and experience? Do you want them not to have that in their choice of career? It is exactly what will happen if we because there are, a lot of things today. Yes, ChatGPT and this AI, it can manage entire career counseling. because all the data will be there, and AI will decide what this child should do as study, and the university will look at that and will take that, we will decide the entire life of someone by something which has only a very small part of the thinking, and which doesn't have emotion, doesn't know what is love. Is it what we want, and doesn't have passion. So, which is why definite need to have consciousness and passion besides reason to choose a career. I don't say that reason is not important. Hear me properly. We don't say that reason is not important. It has to be there also. What we say is that you need both. Okay? We are clear on that. And which is why we need something like mindfulness. So suggesting some film, to film the imitation game, story of Turing.
Alan Turing.
That you know, Alan Turing. You must have seen this film. What is very interesting is Turing was absolutely rational person. And we thought he has no emotions. But actually he was very emotive. And the way he cracked the code during the Second World War, actually he had made the machine could process very fast. But how he cracked, for the one who have seen the film, go back to this moment where he cracked, we understand. And and the one who have not seen the film, go to see the film. Actually, it is when he hear on the phone a guy speaking to his girlfriend. And he said, the guy who is making this code, he has a girlfriend. And the common thing is about his girlfriend. So emotion could crack the code. And in The Man Who Knew Infinity, this is a story of Ramanujan, fantastic, with Dev Patel, fantastic.
I think
film.
Students should also
Please,
see that film.
Student, all of you, if you have not seen, if you have seen it, you can see it again, and you will see how this really aspect of mindfulness is essential. So now, actionable. For all aspects based on logic, reasoning, memory, language, use the help of AI. Take AI. AI is so important. It can offload so many tasks and so many. Use it, abuse it. But for what it can do, logic, reasoning, memory, language, which increase the human power. But for all other aspects, ChatGPT will not help you, AI will not help you. And this is fundamental, which is what all equally important. AI is ignorant, emotional. Then we need what we will do today after that. Okay, now you can speak. We will finish the presentation by something which is about what AI cannot feel, what AI cannot understand, what AI cannot explain.
So this is, we're just ending this presentation with in a photograph of our daughter Tara, who passed away in 2014. And Tara was a very, very intuitive soul. And she wrote some tremendous poetry, just one-liners, few lines, all through her young years at the age of 8, 9, 10. And this is one of her poems, who am I? Am I human? Am I an animal? Am I a soul or just a body? But though now I lie in this bed, one day I'll be on my own feet running and all of my dreams will come true. But I still have to find who I am. And this idea about who am I, this quest for self-knowledge and self-awareness is a human quest, and it's a perennial quest. And I keep saying that we sometimes forget that even children have these questions in our classrooms, however young they may be. And we don't have scope to bring that into the education. So it's really important, and that's why we just like to bring her in, because a very evolved soul. And I always wonder what use all that textbook cramming would have been to a child who was to have just 12 years of life in the world, in the physical world. And thank God she was in our school, and thank God she did not have to cram things. She played Shakespeare, she edited films, she wrote scripts, she enjoyed her journey, whatever it was, and she was a very happy child. So that's a mission we are on, that every child deserves a happy childhood, and we deserve an education, a foundation of human life that is really happy. So having said that, now about self-awareness, let's now make a journey. So we're going to begin with one activity, which is going to touch your different parts of the brain and make you more receptive to the meditation that is going to follow. So this is an eye exercise, again from yoga, which is Very simple. So maybe pairs can do it. One person can, I can use my finger. You can just take a pair, somebody next to you. And so
the person who is receiving have to ensure that
so one is
head
A.
is not moving.
A should not move the head because A's eyes are going to move, and B is going to point the finger in the front. And we are going to make an infinite sign, the sign of infinity, right? Like a sleeping 8. And the person whose eyes are following has to just follow that infinity sign. And you can do it slowly, and it can be small or it can be actually much larger. This is what, and then you're going to change roles. Once you've done it, then
and you follow with the eye.
Just eye movements. The eye movements are extremely important in yoga, this particular. It has a link to the brain. So decide who's going to do it, and it's an infinity sign. Sleeping 8. Sleeping 8 sign. Yeah. Once you've done it, then change.
And really, you don't move the head. This is the most important part.
How many times do you do it? Well, do it 5-6 times, and then you can change. 6 to 10. But whosoever is following with their eyes, don't move your head. Your head should be steady.
And you can make bigger infinite sign.
Do it 4-5 times and then change.
Smaller one.
Hmm.
And you can make bigger sign.
Little bit, yes. It strains the eyes a little bit.
You can make bigger.
Try to make it large enough.
So that the eye will have to move.
Not too fast so that the eyes pop out.
Not too slow also. Okay.
So now to play the music.
La musique, alors comment je mets ça?
Okay. All right. If you've done that, good. So you can now sit back now. Your brain is activated with your eye movements. Uncross your legs. Uncross your legs so that your energy flows properly. And put away all your things. Ensure your mobile phones are on silent. And then we're going to take a deep breath and wait. Do you want me to ask?
Yeah, got it.
Got it? Just see if it's playing. Okay, just pause it. Yeah. So just put away all your things and close your eyes. And once I start the music, I will start guiding you. And if anybody feels uncomfortable, doesn't want to do it, no worries. You can open your eyes and sit relaxed. And there's no problem.
But two things important is don't cross any leg or arm or whatever. Let the flow go. And the second thing is about the breathing. That she will guide you on the breathing. The breathing is very, very important.
And the breathing is from the belly?
It's part of the autonomic nervous system, and it will play with your
so we have to start.
unconscious.
No, nothing. You can just leave them on your lap, your hands,
Relax.
whichever
Just
way.
relax.
The idea is to relax your body, so be as comfortable as you can be.
And you will have support of alpha.
Okay, so take a deep breath from your nose and release from your mouth. Allow your belly to take in the air and push your belly back when you exhale. So inhale, air in the belly, and exhale from the mouth, pushing the belly back in. A third time, deep breath. And exhale, pushing the belly back in. emptying the belly completely of all air. And then now you can begin to breathe at ease at your own rhythm, relaxing your breath. Deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. And a third time, just relaxing. And in this state of relaxation, try to think of something that is confronting you in your lives, something that you need to choose. It might be a career choice, it might be shifting from one city to another city, it might be buying a home, it might be your child's education, it might be some decision that you need to take and you're not very sure of it. So we're going to use this meditation to access some information. So try to think or frame that problem that you have or that decision that you need to take between two choices, and both are equally interesting. Deep breath, relax. Now you're going to feel a kind of an energy that relaxes your feet. You feel like a wave of calming energy coming towards your feet and relaxing your feet. And this wonderful energy moves upwards to your knees. And you feel your knees getting more and more relaxed, knees that carry you the whole day. Knees are relaxed, all tensions going out from muscles, ligaments, all cells getting refreshed. Your feet are relaxed, your shins, your knees. And this wave of relaxation goes upwards into your thighs, relaxing your thighs completely. And now you can feel this wave going upwards into your pelvic region, relaxing your bones, muscles, tissues. You can feel the whole lower half of your body relaxing. And now, continuing, feel this wave of energy going upwards into your abdomen and just relaxing it completely, removing all pains, aches, tensions. All your internal organs get rejuvenated, all your cells get refreshed inside with this wave of energy. And feel this energy going into your shoulders. And feel your shoulders totally relaxed. All the responsibilities that you carry fall away. This is just you. And you can feel so much at home with yourself. And feel now this energy going down your arms, relaxing your upper arms, your wrists, your hands, right up till your fingertips. And now you can feel your arms are relaxed. And feel this energy going upwards to your neck, and all the tension in your neck falls away. Feel your neck totally relaxed. And you can feel this now going upwards into your skull, into your forehead. All tension falls away, your forehead is relaxed. Your eyelids, feeling drowsy as all the tension falls away. Your jawbone, the tension falls away from your jawbone. And now your whole face feels very relaxed. And you can feel now that your body has gone into a deeper state of relaxation. And we're going to go yet deeper because it's possible. And I'm going to count backwards from 5 to 1, and with each level, you will allow your body to go yet deeper into a wonderful, relaxing state. 5. Oh, you're getting relaxed more and more. 4. Going deeper. 3. You're breathing, becoming calm. 2. Yet deeper and relaxed, you just yourself. And 1. Now you're in a state of total relaxation. In this state, I want you in your mind's eye to start walking on this beautiful path that takes you to a forest. Imagine that you're standing in front of a beautiful forest with beautiful trees, tall and dense, and there's a lovely inviting path into the forest. And you start walking on that path. And as you walk into the forest, the light changes. Now the light is a different quality of green as it filters through the leaves of the branches of different kinds of trees. You can hear the birds. And you keep walking. You can feel the leaves under your feet. The soil is moist. You can smell the very moist soil, the freshness. The forest smells so good. The wood, it relaxes your lungs, it relaxes your body. You feel so fresh as you keep walking forward. And you come forward and you cross a little bridge now. There's a tiny bridge, and below that is a little rivulet of water, sparkling clear. And you cross this bridge and you go to the other side, and the forest gets a little deeper, a little darker, and you continue to walk inside. And now the path you're walking on starts getting a little narrower. It's enough for you to walk on. It's a safe path, very safe, very friendly. And you continue walking on it. And now you come to a crossroad. There are 2 paths, one to your right and one path going to your left. Now imagine that you have the 2 decisions to make, the 2 choices. When you take the right path, the path on your right, it will take to the choice number 1. So decide, if I do this, what will happen? What will be the outcome? What will be the feeling? And you're going to walk on the path which is on the right. And start walking on that path which is on your right. And as you go further, you ask the question, what will it be like if I take this decision? And if I make this choice, which is my choice number 1, and you walk. And you can walk or you can pause. And now you can allow feelings to come as you think about this choice. What is the light like? Is it well lit? If you make this choice? Or is it dark? Is it bright? How are you feeling in your body? What kind of sensations? Is your body tingling? Is it a pleasant sensation? Is it warm, cold? Or sometimes an image may come to you. If an image comes, let it come. We're in a receptive state. Is there a taste? Can you taste something in your mouth? If you make this choice, maybe a taste comes into your mouth. Allow it if it comes. Are there people around you? Do you hear sounds or voices? If so, then allow it to come. Are they saying something? If there are people around you, are they doing something? Are you doing something? What are you feeling? Allow this entire image or sound or feeling to come up. And hold that. Hold that for a few seconds. And tell yourself, if I make this choice, then this is how it can be. And then, satisfied with that image or response, you turn back. You turn around and start walking back to that path from where you had gone right. And come and stand there again. And this time you're going to take the path on the left. And you're going to explore your second choice, your second option. Whatever you need to do, you need to have information. So now you're going to walk on the path on the left. Or start walking slowly into that path. Telling yourself, asking yourself, what would it be like if I made this decision? What information can I get about it? What am I feeling? Allow the feelings in your body to come, whether they're warm or cold or tingling. If it's neutral, it's okay. Allow any images to come up. Any sounds that you hear or voices of people. Does the light change? Is it brightly lit? Are there colors? Do you see different colors? Can you sense a taste in your mouth? Does it come easily? Anything that comes, any information, hold that. And hold this image, whether it is auditory or it's got visual forms, and keep it in your mind. And now you can turn around slowly and walk back to that spot from where you began. And you can now start walking back to get out of the forest. So you turn and you begin to walk towards the bridge that you had crossed. The path starts getting a little broader. You cross the bridge. It's a beautiful bridge. The water is still flowing, sparkling, clear, joyous. You hear it. You can feel the spray of water on your face. And you cross the bridge, come down. Again, the path gets a little broader. You're into the forest and you start walking out. And as you walk out of the forest, the light starts changing. There's more and more light coming in as you slowly emerge out of the forest. Thanking the forest, turn around and thank this forest for whatever information came to you, whatever answers came, whatever images came, whatever messages came. And when I count, From 1 to 5, you will bring your awareness slowly back into yourself and into this room. So taking a deep breath, 1, bringing your awareness back slowly. 2, becoming more and more aware of your body. 3, becoming aware of the chair you're sitting on, the sounds inside this room. 4, getting yet more aware, beginning to feel your body. And when I say 5 and you feel comfortable, you can open your eyes. 5. And slowly, when you feel comfortable, you can open your eyes. Rub your hands and put them on your eyes, putting the palm on your eyes. And take a deep breath and let go. And welcome back. If you had a good nap, that's good also. Okay. How is it? Okay. Yes, ma'am. Okay. What is this? This is, anybody else knows? Why do we rub our hands and do this? Yeah, it warms the energies. We have energy. We believe that we have energy chakras here. These are centers. So when you do this, you're just relaxing your eyes and you're giving energy back to your eyes. That's one theory, but maybe it's just to wake ourselves up also. No. It's done in yoga. But I don't believe it's religious at all. Huh? In Dua? Oh, okay. You do that too? Okay. So in some of the yoga practices, when we do yoga, they do that. After meditation, we often do that. So it helps. But you may choose not to do it also. It's not really crucial to it, Okay, so some of you, was it interesting? Do you think you got some messages? You felt things? Andrea?
I totally felt when I was going on my right path, which it was really the wrong path for me, I felt a throbbing in my ankle. And then when I went on the other direction, I almost felt like, I was like, is the air conditioner turned up? Because I felt like almost, it's cliche, but a wind at my back. It was very powerful.
Okay, thank you. So sometimes, and you can probably then think about what it means, later on, what it made you feel.
So when we started this exercise, especially when the music started, even before you said the line that you're going to feel an energy on your feet, I already felt something. But while the energy was moving up towards the upper part of my body, the speed was a little slower than the way you were saying. So by the time you said that the energy is at the knees, I was still somewhere in. That is.
That's okay. Yes,
okay.
Absolutely. It's your own processes, Absolutely.
I just have a question. So when we are supposed to choose, what if there is a third alternative? That's one. It just came to me, like that crossroad, right? Like Robert Frost. I'm in the woods, right? There's this thing in front, and there's right and left. So visually we went, and just curious, like whatever we choose, first, second, or the third alternative, if there's a twitching on the hand, like automatically, does that connect with what you're saying? Because I was trying to see if I could smell or taste. I think my visualization has also got cold and cough, so I was not able to do that. But I was getting a lot of twitching, like on one side when somewhere, I went, and one of the options. So I don't know if you can say something on that.
It would obviously, you're now connecting with your body signals, and what is a message your body is giving you? How comfortable are you feeling? Because you see, the body has memories, the cells have memories, and they also have knowledge. So to answer your first question, 3 choices. I don't know. I've never tried that. I've always thought of 2. It's easier to choose between 2 options, and maybe you can again do another one between, A, B, and B, C, and A, C, or something like that. Yeah, yeah. But this is just a more of an exercise to just feel whether we do have access to another way of knowing. That's all, Can we really perceive things differently? Can our body feel things? Can we see, sense things? And I've done this exercise for grade 12 students sometimes who come to me saying that, I don't know, should I go to this university or take this course or not, ma'am? I'm very confused. And I'm like, do you want to do any intuitive exercise? Because, the rational mind says, do this, do this. Everybody has guided them. And they're saying, yeah, we'd love to try. Okay. So when we do that, and then they tell me, you know what? Actually, in this exercise, the other option was way better. So I'm like, now what do you want to do? Now you can weigh both the pros and cons. Yeah, sometimes we need to take things rationally also. It's not that it's the only way of doing things. But often the intuitive mind does them. And, here is a kid who is fantastic in designing, but is going off to do economics or some other course because the parents think it's a great thing to do. So these things happen, and children know, our intuitive partners. So yeah, this is just, it's for life choices too. And I think it just allows you to connect with yourself, I suppose. But yeah.
I felt like there was a confirmation bias I felt like I probably had an idea of where I was heading, and I felt like there was a confirmation bias that came in, which is why I questioned it, which is the rational mind again creeping in. But I think that's a sign in itself, right? You know that you're probably gravitating at least towards one. So
yeah, it could be both things.
I think it gives a renewed meaning to I'll sleep on it. When you say, "Oh, let me sleep on that idea," right? It literally means that
you take more time on it. And, it's confirmation bias, yes, or it could be, the only thing is not to question and get your rational mind in. That's very important, because this is not about the rational part of ourselves. This is precisely about awakening that part and giving it its legitimate space to help us in things. Yeah, ma'am.
I have a different question. I was in the meditation session yesterday and I'm today. And yesterday I felt, usually after meditation people relax. I have a severe headache right now. It was yesterday and today also. So I'm wondering what's happening.
I'm not a very great, I don't have that much of knowledge, but I would sometimes think that the headaches occur due to accumulated energy blocks. Okay, and they're not released. So the meditation processes begin a process. It's begun, but it's not released. Now it's all gone concentrated here. There's a lot of thing going on here. And that's why it's here. If you have a problem here, a lot of responsibilities. You get a frozen shoulder like me. These are things that happen. The body manifests the disease. It's a metaphor for whatever is going on in your life. Back pain, too much of responsibilities. Knee pain, I'm shouldering all the burden. These things. So I guess it might be some energy.
If you have not practiced sport for months or years, the first time you go to the gym, what will happen? So exactly, and you will feel pain, in whatever. So if you have not worked on your really deep level of consciousness, and you have to awaken it, and sometimes you will feel small thing, And that's. I don't think there is anything to be worried about. I think it can be a healthy process. Yeah.
Well, I think.
Just a follow-up. So how do you release the energy? Just following up to her. Yeah, I didn't have a shoulder ache. Now I.
So one is of course breathing, but one is breathing, but it's also a lot of movement, gentle movements. because that releases the energy also. So I that's why I think things like dancing or some sports, it's a good way. But just a gentle movement, some yoga with breathing, music and dance, that just releases that energy. Anything that you feel comfortable doing. Ma'am? Yeah, and there's ma'am also there.
After lunch, I think not a good idea because
No, not today, not right now, but in general, yes, absolutely, yeah.
I just wanted to share that in Vipassana.
It's working. We could hear you. Okay.
So in Vipassana, it is told that whether the sensation is
Hello.
positive or negative, you don't have to pay attention
Yeah.
to the sensation. You just have to pay attention to the breathing. Let it be, whether it is good or bad, it is going to pass.
Yeah.
So you have to meditate more.
Yeah, I think it to be non-judgmental. There's no judgment on it. It is there. It is there. That's it. And yeah.
And also remember one thing. This was the work of Piaget. He has worked a lot on that. If you think about a movement, if I make this movement, my muscle will work, whatever. Now, if I think of making this movement, I don't do the movement. Actually, the same muscle are working. So, and a lot of experiments have been done. For example, you take a team of football, and they will rehearse one specific drill for 3 hours. And you take another team of football people, and they just watch the same drill, and they stay sitting. At the end of it, the one who have been watching are at least as good as the one who have practiced the drill. And one thing, for example, I was speaking about the lucid dream. Do you know that a lot of very high-level sports people, how they reach this high level is because they practice lucid dream. And they practice their sport in their lucid dream. Because in the dream, if you have seen the film Inception, you have seen that the time can be of a very different value. So they have the possibility, this ability of practicing the sport for very long time compared to what they can do. They also do physically, of course. I don't say that they don't do. For example, these two sisters, the sister Williams. How can you have these two sisters at this? It's just, in terms of statistics, it's impossible. Because they practice the lucid dream and they can reach that. So, which is why, what you do mentally and what you do physically, actually they are much more linked than we imagine.
I think we're kind of end of the time given to us. We'd had more time, we would have done more things, but we had compacted the maximum we could as a capsule into this. I hope that you had a good session, that it was useful. So thank you very, very much for coming. Thank you. Thank you very much.